What if I told you that you can learn the secrets to building trust from the devil himself?
Exactly.
I'm not kidding, I'm serious. If there's one thing that you would not associate with the devil is trust, right? But what if I told you that Lucifer from the TV show Lucifer is one character you can learn how to build trust from? Now he's charismatic, he is the devil himself, but one thing that's really amazing that you would notice if you would watch the show Lucifer is that people close to him trust him. Even some people who are not close to him trust him. And to build that trust, to be that trustworthy of a person, he does a few things. So in this video, I'm going to be telling you guys the 3 techniques that Lucifer uses to build trust. It's something that you can use, you can replicate too. But before we get into it, here's one thing you must know. Whether you watch the show or not, just stay till the end of the video. The reason being, I'll put across content in a way where if you watch the show, you'll relate to it. If you don't, you'll still be able to understand, you'll still be able to walk away from the video with value. With that said, let's roll the intro. Hello guys, welcome to Rich Living Mastery, where we create content to help you optimize 3 areas of your life: health, wealth, and relationships. This is Abhishek, founder and CEO of Rich Living Mastery. Now, starting with the first technique that Lucifer uses is the concept of under promise, over deliver. Now, have you ever watched one of those movies which people have told this movie is absolute garbage? Only for you to feel at the end of the after watching the movie, only for you to feel like it wasn't such a bad movie after all. It was a decent movie and you actually enjoyed it. Now on the other hand, have you ever watched a movie which was very hyped? People were like so excited for it to come out. People were really looking forward to that movie, and then you watch it only to realize that, I mean, it's good. It might have been good, but it did not match your expectations. You didn't really feel good about the movie. Why? Here's a simple point, okay? If your expectations are too low, if your expectations are lower than what the reality actually is, when you experience it, you feel a lot better about it. When your expectations are higher than what it actually is, when you experience that reality, you feel worse because you are not meeting your expectations. Simple. And Lucifer uses a similar principle. Now, how does he uses it? Now, here's the thing. The last thing that you would expect a devil to be is like Lucifer. Lucifer as a character is not like the devil that people usually speak about. And when he tells people he is devil, when people realizes that he is an actual devil, he is Lucifer, they are surprised because it's not what they've read about him, right? And in fact, if you watch the show, one thing you would realize is till certain point of time, people close to him were thinking he's crazy, he's out of his mind, or let it go, maybe he is delusional or something, only to realize he's an actual devil. And when they realized that, they still stayed with him. Of course, it took some time for them, but they were shocked because it did not match their expectation. He was way better than what they imagined a devil to be. And guess what happens? They feel good about it. And because they feel good about it, they trust him a lot more. Now, how can you use this? A simple way to use this principle is, if people look up to you, if they really look up to you, then make sure you somehow convey to them that you're a lot more simpler than that. One example of this is Keanu Reeves. He is a celebrity, he's a big shot actor, but you've seen those pictures, right? Of him in subway, him being simple, him giving a seat to a lady, a pregnant lady or something like that. I'm not very sure if it was a pregnant lady or not, but he's a simple guy. And because of that mismatch, because he's like, it's easy for people to put you on pedestal because he has set that expectation, people actually trust him. So if you meet people who put you on pedestal, make sure you show them that you are not that perfect. Make sure you tell them, play yourself a lot lower than their expectations. Okay, eventually they'll end up trusting you. Eventually, if you're really good, you'll meet their expectations. Now, for people who have very, very low expectations, show them your competent side. When people think, this person, I don't think this person is capable, or I don't know if this person is this or something like that, perform better than their expectations. Okay, and gradually what happens is they're like, I trust this person. This person has done better than my expectations. So one is manage expectations. So when you manage expectations in people, you come off a lot more trustworthy. Now the second technique that Lucifer uses is the reputation building. Now if there's one thing which really sticks out in the whole show about this character Lucifer, is that Lucifer does not lie. Isn't it crazy to realize that a devil doesn't lie? It's crazy, right? Now here's the thing. It's not so crazy for people around him because he has built that reputation. He has been truthful time and again. And that has made people close to him trust him more. And you know what? Another awesome thing about it is, once they trust him, they also tell other people, you know what, Lucifer doesn't lie. And guess what happens? Those other people will also start trusting him. So, how can you use this? You can use this in a simple way where you need to build yourself a reputation about something that will add trust. For example, it could be you being competent, being good at your job. It could be you showing people that you care, not once, but repeatedly. It could be being truthful. It could be having integrity. So things like this, values like this, if you can show people constantly, if you can maintain that, if you can do that for consistently, people will begin to trust you a lot more. Now moving on to the third technique that Lucifer uses. Now this has something to do with appearance. And let me tell you this, he is hands down one of the sharpest dressed men as a character, one of the sharpest dressed character in TV show series. In multiple series, I've watched a lot of them, and I feel like he really dresses well. He dresses in a way that suits him. Now, him being a owner of a club, him being an entrepreneur, he dresses a certain way. Now here's what you need to understand. If you dress like Lucifer and walk around doing stuff, or going to mall, or going and doing your daily life stuff, it's going to be weird. Because if you're not an entrepreneur, if you have no reason to wear a suit, you probably are going to look out of place. So so bottom line being, you need to dress appropriately. You need to dress for the occasion. You need to dress for who you are, and you need to dress best in that. For example, if you're going to a job interview, you walking in with a suit is not always a good option, because in some companies, boss is expected to wear a suit, not an employee working under him or her. And if you wear a suit and walk in to a job interview, you are probably not going to build trust. You are going to actually intimidate the person. So intimidating your higher ups is not the best way to go. You will not build trust that way. But however, if you dress well and appropriately, for example, if you dress very well in formals, people will trust you because you are a very well dressed person and you're not intimidating. Now another important thing about this is the way Lucifer dresses. If he would show up with a t-shirt and some jeans, people might not respect him as much as they would respect him with the suit. So wearing clothes that shows high status, high value is something that you could use to build trust. It's like this. Imagine a beggar comes to you with all torn clothes and tells you, you know what, if you want to make money, you need to follow this principle or follow this way, you're probably gonna think, this guy's mad. Why would I listen to him? However, if a man with a very, very, very well dressed, sharp suit, maybe a very expensive watch, a good glasses, comes and tells you, you know what, if you want to get rich, you need to do this, you probably might listen to that person because that person is dressed with high status, higher value, something that matches with what he's telling. So in that way, dressing well, if you can dress well, if you can dress appropriately, if you can follow these two things, you will come off lot more trustworthy. With that said, guys, these three techniques will actually help if you begin to use them. Very practical, very useful, and let me tell you, it's an amazing show as well. You can learn a lot about social dynamics and communication. So if you want to go check out the show, I would recommend it. With that said, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you felt like you learned something, leave a like, subscribe, and share this video with that person who you feel like you do not trust.